Hi Ryan, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. So I thought that we kind of go back and reflect on the goals. Last time you said you were doing really good with those and you wanted to chat for some sport teams. You were going to school pretty regularly. Still going good?
Yeah. Actually, my attendance has been, pretty much on point since we last met.
Mhm.
I've been going to school more often. I've been doing really well with my grades as well. I've been doing my homework. So I've been just in school in general. I've been upkeeping with that pretty well. And then for sports teams, I haven't really done that. I haven't really followed through with that. Just I haven't seemed to found the time for it. More so focused just on school. And I kind of, I feel like I'm missing out, but I feel like it's just more important to get better grades right now.
Yeah, and that is more important because you have talked about college and doing all of those things and you want to get a good job when you're older. Last time we did talk about doing after school programs and we talked to your counselor. Have you been going to those after school programs?
Yes, I have. That's why I think my grades have gone up a lot
Mhm.
more, and I've been completing more of my assignments and studying more for tests. Just overall, my effort towards school has gone up since I've started going to those after school visits.
Well, that's good. And do you feel accomplished with all of that?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel really accomplished when it comes to my schoolwork. And the reason why I can't, do the baseball is because, the after school visits takes up the baseball time. So that's why I can't really mix it together. But school is first, and I'm doing really well in that right now.
Okay. And a little bit ago you mentioned like you still kind of feel like you're left out.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on
I don't know. I just felt like since I wasn't joining like any of the sports teams or any clubs at school, I wasn't really meeting a whole bunch of new friends.
that? Mm-hmm.
But ever since I started going to class more and just being involved with school, I've even at lunch and everything, I've just picked up a little bit more on with people, and I think I've become friendly with people. I felt like I was more so outcasting myself than the other way around, and people came to accept me, and it's actually turned out to be really good thing.
Yeah. And do you have like are you feeling like you're getting more of a support system with your friends? Like you're
Yeah.
getting a bigger support system?
Like, I haven't really opened up to them, because I'm like not that close with them, but they have the general idea how it is. But the people that I have, kept in contact with consistently, they seem to be really supportive and just want the best for me.
And who are these people? Are they just like some guys at the school or?
Just some guys at the school that you eat lunch with and everything.
Mm-hmm. That's good. And what are some like good qualities that like is making you want to like make these connections stronger?
Oh well, they have the same common interests as me. They're really interested in the sports. A couple of them are on the baseball team. A few of them want to go to the same colleges that I looked at. They want to study in the same field I want to study. So it's just a lot of common ground that I could talk to them with, on a friendly level, so I don't have that awkward moment of silence with them. Because it seems like there's always something to talk about, whether it's sports related, school related, or like who's the girl in school or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And so, is there anything else that's still kind of making you feel outcasted, or is that just something that you think having these friends now will help that kind of grow as time goes on?
I don't really think there's anything that's making me feel outcasted anymore. I think now that I'm, getting more in the social group with school, it's fading away more and more. And now, in return, when I think about it, it was pretty much just kind of like all on me because I was, wasn't going to school, wasn't putting forth that effort. But now since I have, everything's kind of it's like really turning around, and it's really looking really good right now with meeting people and just kind of becoming friends and enjoying high school.
Yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad that you're feeling like you're not an outcast. You're making all these new friends, and it's good to have all these different support systems. If you do feel like you need to open up someday, and maybe you can't call me, or you feel like you don't want to call me anymore, it's good to have like these people there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how's family going? How's mom? How's sister? They good?
Well, we've been doing better. I'd say it's just a consistent uphill battle. I'd say. My mom has found a job actually, and she's been working there consistently for I'd probably say about a week or two now, 2 weeks. And she hasn't been missing work. She hasn't been going out drinking or anything. So she's really manning up and taking her responsibility, and she's providing for the family. And so I kind of take less stress off my shoulders as well. Um, but yeah, she's doing really well at the job. My sister is doing really well. She's going to school as much as she can. Um, she's receiving a little bit of treatment now that my mom has gotten a job and everything. So I'd say we're doing better, but still kind of have work to do.
Oh yeah, I'm glad that like everything's kind of getting better. Do you still have those feelings that like you had before. You've had said before that like you feel like you're mad at her or upset at her because of all the things that she's done in the past. Do you still have that kind of aggression towards her? Or is it kind of
I still have that. It's still there, and I think it's gonna be there until she can prove to me that she could, keep a job and provide for the family like she's supposed to. So I'd say it's still there, but like every day I see her put more effort into providing for us, it kind of fades away. But that's something that won't go away in time. I need her to to prove that, and that all has to work out for her.
And have you guys fought since we last met?
Not really, no. It's actually been really good because ever since last time we met, she got a job and she's been busy with that. And she's gone when we're at school, and then she's here when we get back from school. So it's kind of convenient. It's not a job that pays much, but it's enough to support our family.
It's something.
Yeah.
Have you guys tried the letter writing that we talked about last time?
Yeah. It was. We tried that, and it was just something that my mom wasn't necessarily about at first. But I talked to her like what you were telling me, and it kind of like convinced her that it was a good idea, and this is something that we need to try. And it ended up, it was good to get a few things off the chest. There's some things that she didn't notice that I brought up, and there's some things that I didn't notice that she brought up. So it was really good.
What were some of those things that you didn't notice?
Well, she just said that I was just really narrow-minded in how I viewed her. So I guess that opened up my opinion. I got a better perspective of how to look at things, and then it helps me understand her better. So I'm not always just this, that, straight to the T. Now it's like I'm able to understand her a little bit more and see where she's coming from.
Do you think you look at the world a little narrow-minded, or?
Yeah. In some instances, I think I do. Yeah.
In what kind of instances do you think that like you're narrow-minded, and how would you want to change that maybe?
I just feel like when it comes to like the family, I feel like I always wanted what was best for it, but in some cases, like you're not gonna always get what's best. You have to get what you're given. Like, you have to take what you're given and kind of make the best out of that. And now that's what I'm realizing more. So like, and every day I'm kind of realizing that more. And my mom told me that, and she really helped me open my eyes and look at it in a different way.
Want to try to look at things more positively.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm gonna try to do.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you kind of want to look at things a little bit differently. Narrow-mindedness can kind of get you every once in a while.
Yeah, it kind of made things really. It made a big issue, and that's why we always fought. I think because she was very narrow-minded as well, and I was, so that's why we were always batting heads. So. But since we've had that letter exchange, I think it's really helped out our communication. It's really made it more open and less brutal when we talking.
What kind of stuff did you put in your letter?
I told her that she was just really I used the word inconsiderate. She wasn't very thoughtful. It's just I just kind of kept putting it towards how she looked at us, because when I was like talking to her how she can constantly just go out drinking and not find a job. How does that affect us? When she's not bringing in money, we're not going to be able to do things that all the other kids are doing. So when I kept saying that she was just selfish, basically, she didn't realize that because she was just caught up in her own thing. And after I kind of brought that up, she was able to realize it.
And what kind of things did she say in response to all of that?
She kind of poked around the bush a little bit, but then she eventually she admitted to what she did wrong, and she's like, yeah, that is my fault. And that's my fault for not doing this or being there for you in that instance or this instance. So I was able to open her eyes up to what she wasn't able to see. And that's why I think last time we met, our communication's gotten a lot better. Because we don't immediately just fight, we second guess, we think about, all right, we kind of...
Take a step back.
Yes, we talk like adults, I guess you could say, rather than just butting heads right away.
And that's a really good skill to have, to be able to separate yourself. Sometimes there's always three stories to everything. There's what you think, what the other person thinks, and then what actually can happen. And I think it is helpful that you want to take a step back, kind of think about things, and kind of see from her perspective, but also let her see it from your perspective as well. I'm glad that you're kind of feeling better about that.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better, actually.
Yeah, that's good. So you're having a better outlook on life. You're feeling good about it.
Yeah, everything's kind of come into place after the last time we met. Kind of just to sum it up, gotten better communication with my mother, doing really well at school, attendance is up, grades are up, meeting new people, making new friends, just kind of falling into place. Everything seems to be working out fairly well.
That's good. Do you have any concerns besides all of that? I know everything, you're on this really high point right now, but is there anything that you're nervous? Do you think things are going to go down? Or...
maybe the only thing I really think about, I could be considerate about, is once my mom starts making a little more money, what other treatments we could put my sister through. that I think that would be the only thing, either that or maybe yeah, I'd probably just say that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, obviously, I've talked to your mom a little bit. I know that we've had a couple phone calls, and she said that you guys have got your medical card and you have all that working for you. So I think once she does start making more money, she'll be able to pay those co-pays more, and you guys will be able to get more services. So I do think that's definitely something that's going to be possible. And now that she's stepping up, I don't think that you'll have to be. Obviously, you're always going to be concerned for your sister, but maybe not as much, and then you can focus more on these great support systems that you're starting to have. Is there anything you're worried about when it comes to just relationships in general? Because I know that you've had trouble like having a rocky relationship with your mom, so you haven't had like the best type of coping skills when it comes to fighting or handling things. Like, is there anything that you're kind of worried
maybe
about
when I
there?
leave, if I leave for school, if I do go away to school, maybe keeping that relationship with my mom and my sister, and know that things are still going to be okay at home while I'm gone. You know, that's one thing that I might be concerned about if that ever happens.
And do you guys have a way of communicating? Like, does she have a phone?
Like, we have a house phone, but
You have a house phone. Okay. And is she usually pretty reliable to answer that?
When she's home, yes.
When she's home. Okay. And do you have any way, is that the house phone the only way you can communicate with your sister? Okay. And do you have a phone as well, or do you use the house phone?
I have to use a house phone.
You have to use a house phone? Okay. Would that something you'd be interested in, to maybe get like a payable phone?
Yeah, that'd be something I'm really interested in, look into.
Yeah.
Something that's, affordable for us.
I know there's lots of different plans that you guys can figure out, just so you don't have to worry about that communication issue. I'm glad that everything's kind of going the way that you want it to, and it sounds like you're getting some really great support systems, which I really think is going to help you in the long run. And I think that communication with your mom, I know that is a concern when you go off to school, and that's going to be happening soon. So I think that's all things that you can definitely get done, and I think that communication can still happen. And I think all these goals that you have set in place to do all these things, I really think you can do them. And I think that all you have to do is set these small goals, and sooner or later you're going to realize that you've accomplished all these great things. And I don't want you to take any of that for granted. And after our next meeting next week, you can always come in and we'll talk about all these great things that you've done. And I just want to know, do you have any other concerns?
Well, maybe like next time when I come in, can I like bring the letters that me and my mother exchanged with her and my sister?
Yeah, and we can talk about that, and we kind of wrap up all those emotions and how maybe we can see the progress.
I'd like to get your opinion on how we address each other, so you just have another way to look at it.
Yeah, and I'm always here. I am that unbiased person here, but I do want you to know that your fights are going to look different to me than they'll look to you. And it's always nice to get someone else's opinion, and I'm here to listen, obviously. But I think you need to keep in mind that the only person that knows your situation best is you.
Okay.
And you're the expert on it, and you're the expert on those fights. So when we come in, we can analyze those feelings and see maybe if something's not right or something didn't feel right, but maybe you're not looking at it from another perspective. But you are the expert on that, so I am more than welcome to see that progress that you guys have made in those journals, because you know that the first fight you guys have talked about in there is going to be so much more mature in that next fight, or the last fight that you have. Is there anything else that maybe you want to talk about next time, just to kind of close everything up?
No, right now, not right. I don't really have anything else that I can think of. But if next time when I do come in, if I do think of anything else, I'll be the first one to ask. First thing to ask. My main concern was bringing in those letters so we can get another opinion on it, the unbiased one, like you said.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it, I think.
Of course. You know that no matter what, if your family ever needs anything, you guys know that you can call the agency. I'll probably follow up in a couple weeks just to make sure that medical card is still working. Make sure that you guys are getting your sister to those appointments. Me and your counselor will still be in contact. Make sure to still go to school, keep up with that. But besides that, I think that this has been really good, and I hope you feel good at the end of this.
I do. Thank you very much.
Yeah.